Um, hey, everybody. I'm Elf, Doug Yullenbrock, Director of Events. Been really busy. Santa's been working me night and day. This is Mrs. Claus,
Her
Well,
younger sister.
younger sister, Barbie Claus. And we're here. She is the director. She's the events manager. I'm the director. We really don't know what we're doing here. So,
Because it's Christmas.
it is Christmas. We're so ready for the holiday season to really kick into full gear this weekend with the pending blizzard on our doorstep. So we're getting really excited about numerous things. But the reason we're here today is because we're excited about our Lucky 13 convention. That's going to be March 15th through the 18th in Perry, Georgia, and that's what we're here to talk about. And we're going to answer your questions. And I know we probably already have some in. We have some that were sent in by email that we're beginning to. So we're just going to kind of, get started on that kind of thing. If you have questions, feel free to send them in to us and we'll answer them. We'll have a lot of things to talk about. And if there is a law, we'll talk about some other things that we think you need to know. I'm sure a lot of it will be covered just with the questions that you're sending in. So, Barb, are you ready?
I am ready, and I have our first question.
What might that be?
They want to know if the RV Expo is small dog friendly.
The RV Expo is not dog friendly at all. Pets are not permitted inside the exhibit hall, and that's per regulations at the grounds. Obviously, if the pet is a service dog, that type of animal is allowed, but no pets are permitted inside the seminar rooms, the exhibit halls, any of the indoor facilities that we have. Pets are not permitted. So I'm sorry about that. I know that's kind of an issue for a lot of people, and it's not really our call. It is the grounds call on that matter. So we have to do kind of what they put together for that.
But overall, we love our dogs to come.
We absolutely do, and we certainly want you to bring your pet, have them on a leash, take them around the grounds, make sure you clean up after them. They can go to any of the outdoor activities and things like that, but please don't bring them into the buildings.
Awesome. And then we've got a person checking in from Asheville. We got a howdy from Mr. Dwight Moss, and we're here from Cookville and Silverville, Alabama. They're coming from all over. Can you explain the duties of a volunteer tram driver?
Well, we really don't have a tram driver. We have an activity cart driver who is responsible for driving our activity carts, which are 6-passenger golf carts, around the grounds, delivering people to their, if they're disabled, we take them directly to their RV and bring them back and forth. If it's other folks, they will just provide transportation around the activity areas and the grounds. Our tram system is buses, and we have hired professional drivers of those buses. So those who are working the trams will be primarily helping folks get on the correct bus, making sure that they get on and off with no problem. That's what our tram volunteers are for. Activity carts, they are the drivers of those golf carts, and they will receive some special training both prior to the event and then at the event if they haven't done so already.
They're asking about the class list, which is probably the semanar listing, which is on the website.
Yeah, we should have seminars up probably beginning of February, I'm believing. What do you think about that? That's probably a safe date, right? At least we'll have a good number of them up. We may have some additions and deletions after that, but we'll get a list up hopefully by the end of January, beginning of February, with those classes. It might not have exactly when the classes are going to be. That schedule will come out a little bit later. It'll be on our, in our program, in our digital program on the event app, and that's when you will find out exactly when the classes will be taking place during the event.
And it's possible I could get just a listing up earlier than that, but they're still coming in and ever changing. So
it's funny. We asked, I think, people to have everything in a couple weeks ago, and Barb was worried at that point that we weren't getting anything in, and now we're at Christmas time, and she's getting all the seminars coming in. We obviously want to make sure that we get as many seminars scheduled and as much information, education opportunities as possible out to our attendees. That is a big part of the convention is seminars. That's why a lot of people come to the conventions to learn and to find out more about the lifestyle, find out the technical aspects, find out about travel, all sorts of different things within the seminars. So we want to make sure that you have a good selection of seminars to go to, and Barb's working hard on that. That is a big part of her job. Every day she's working with our seminar providers and presenters, and getting their information correct and making sure that when we do schedule them, we have what we need. It is a monumental task to actually just get it scheduled. If you would kind of see how this all worked, you'd be amazed, because we have over 100 seminars. We usually have 10 to 11 to 12 rooms, and there are different needs and wants from all the different people who do these seminars. So it is not an easy task, and Barb's done a great job doing it over the years. Like I said, it's time consuming and it is difficult, but we should have that out, and she'll have that together. We get it all together for the program, and then once the program goes to the printer, then we can kind of start really disseminating that information out.
There are some newbies coming. So will you please give an update on how parking works?
Okay, when you arrive, and you're going to receive a confirmation packet, and we're going to talk a lot about that in our next Q&A on what's in the confirmation packet, but you'll be given an arrival date. And we hope that you can come on that date. You can certainly come after that date. If you come before, we either need to find out from you ahead of time, or we need you can come in earlier and pay an extra $40 to stay an extra day. But you'll arrive through the gate that we tell you to come through it from the information in the confirmation pack. At Perry, we actually will have 4 different locations where you can enter from, depending on your type of parking. So you enter that gate, you'll have someone who is near the gate that you enter. They're going to scan the little QR card that you're going to get, and we'll talk more about that as well. And then they're going to send you on your way to members of the parking team who are going to collect you at a certain location, and they will lead you to your parking spot, and they will assist you in getting parked. We don't encourage anyone to park themselves. It's a very dangerous situation. I know some places do allow that to happen, and other rallies do. We do not. We want everyone parked by someone on our parking team. We feel it's the safest way to do it, both on a people business side. We certainly don't want anybody injured, and also on a property side, we don't want any crashes, scrapes, side swipes, that kind of thing during the parking process. Our parking folks have been doing this for a while. We'll have some folks who are newbies, but our parking team has quite a few veterans. And the last time we were at Perry, and actually the time before that even, it went really well, and I suspect it'll go well here as well, because in Perry, it's great parking area. It's flat. We have lots of good parking ground to put you on.
This question I'm going to tell you, and then Tina helped you with the answer. Do you know if Blue Ox is going to be there and reconditioning tow bars? If so, what is the process? And Tina answered him. She's our exhibit manager. And Blue Ox will be at the convention. The toolkit was just sent out to the exhibitors. It will be a while before we get a service information from the exhibiting companies.
That's accurate information. And that's very, that's, like I said, accurate. Blue Ox has been one of our great partners through the years. So I would expect that they will be doing tow bar inspections and taking care of the service needs for those who have those types of tow bars. I know whenever we open the service center, Blue Ox has the longest line at their tables. So I don't think that's going to change unless something in their corporate changes. I don't expect that to change at all for this convention as well.
When does the first timer seminars start? And is there early parking?
Let's start with the early parking first. For anyone who is coming in as a first timer, if you are a first timer, you should receive parking on Monday, the 13th. That is when your arrival date should be. If it's not, if it's the 14th or later, please let us know and we'll get that changed. You may, depending on what else you might be doing, you may get an earlier arrival date as well. We bring our first timers in on the 13th to let them acclimate a little bit on that Monday and kind of just get settled in. On Tuesday, we will have our walkabouts, the Georgia National Fairgrounds walkabout, where some of our mentors will take folks on guided tours, walking tours of the grounds. And that lasts from, I think, like 11 till 3. At 3 o'clock, that's the time we will have our first timers orientation in Reeves Arena. Gary Milner, our Senior National Vice President, will lead that. He'll provide lots of great information for those who are first timers, or even for those who are, just maybe at Perry for the first time, as they, find out more about the convention, the kind of the things that they should be looking to do, that type of thing. To go take that at one step farther, immediately after the first timers, we will have our chapter fair also in Reeves Arena in the rear. We did this a few years ago and it worked out really well, so we're going to do it again. So that Tuesday for first timers will be a pretty busy day. A lot of activities for you to kind of get yourself going for the convention, so that on Wednesday, when we actually do open conventions and seminars and all the expo hall and thing, you're ready. You're not trying to find things or discover things on that Wednesday. Throughout the day Tuesday, you should be able to do a lot of that, research and discovery, and just kind of figuring the place out for yourself.
I also want to mention, if you're a first timer and you can't make it in that first day, it's just a courtesy. But if you could get there, if you can't come in till Tuesday, if you could get there in time to make that 3 o'clock meeting, that would be great.
And we do put it, we don't do it on Tuesday morning just because of that. So if you can't make it until Tuesday, or you've got friends that you're traveling with, you don't want to come in until Tuesday, you can certainly do so. But I recommend you get there about noon, allow yourself to get yourself set up, get yourself parked, all that, and then make your way over to Reeves Arena for the meeting.
Hi, newbie from Texas. The entire RV Basics crew says hello.
Hello.
If you sign up for RV Basics, you got a good deal coming. So, hi, Steve. Excited to see you all there. Okay.
Speaking of RV Basics, now I'll kind of touch on this while Barb's looking at our questions. Prior to the event, and some of you probably know this already, and some may not. I certainly hope you did if you registered. But we do have a couple educational classes that take place before the event starts. These are extras. They are an additional fee for both of these, but they're both excellent programs for folks who are either new to driving or new to RVing. First of all, it's our driving school. We start that the same day that we get there. The same day that I get there, when we open the place up, I get the keys to the different buildings and everything. Our RV driving classes start. And, our driving part is a half day driving and a half day, in class before that. And then the next, we also have our backing class, which is, a class of backing, and then, actual, backing in the RV itself. Great classes to take if you are new to driving, or maybe your husband or wife has always been the driver and you want to learn how to drive. You don't want to be anxious behind the wheel. You want to be confident and comfortable when you're driving. Great classes. The RV driving school instructors come and they do this with us, every convention. I would highly recommend it if that's the kind of training that you are looking for. RV Basics, another great class for those who are new to RVing. 2.5-day class. We started on Sunday. It ends Tuesday afternoon. This is for folks who are new, who want to learn the basics of RVing. They want to know the basics of how to operate their RV, whether it's a motorhome or a fifth wheel or a trailer. Our instructors, they go through all the different systems that you will have to encounter at some point during your use of the RV. So really a great class to take for those who are just kind of getting started, maybe are unsure about how it all works. awesome class for that. They will set you straight. They will give you the information you need, so you are confident and comfortable when you pull in, or even when you're moving in the RV or pulling the RV. Great class to help you become the confident RVer that I'm sure you all want to be.
RV Basics class requires you to arrive on Saturday, I'm sorry, 15th, Saturday?
No, Saturday is the 11th.
11th, sorry.
Yeah.
This next week. The 11th, and then your classes start Sunday, Monday, and a half day on Tuesday,
right,
in case you're interested.
And please, if you've already registered and this is something that might appeal to you and you just kind of overlooked it, give us a call. We can certainly get you signed up. We have seats available for both classes. Those may start to get a little tighter as we get closer to the event. So if it is something that you're interested in doing, I would suggest getting with us maybe in the next week or so, a couple weeks, and letting us know that you'd like to participate in one of those or both of them.
Thanks for the parking update. Should we unhook our toad before arriving to the convention center?
We do recommend if it's possible. So if you're a couple miles away or something and you're pulling over and you're fueling up or something like that, or you're stopping at a grocery to load up on things, we do recommend that you come in unhooked if that's possible. It makes it a little bit quicker. You can jump right in the parking queue and get parked a lot quicker. If you show up if you show up and you're still hooked, we will have an area where you can pull off to the side, take care of that business, and then jump into the parking queue. So, we recommend it, but it's not absolutely necessary. So, don't fret if you get there and all of a sudden, you're getting to Perry and you think, yeah, we're going to stop. And all of a sudden you're at the entrance. You're like, oh, shoot, what are we going to do? Just pull on in. We'll get you pulled off to the side into an area that we've set aside for that type of business. And you can, get yourself unhooked and then off you go.
It was mentioned that the parking people are geniuses. So,
well,
no
was that one of the parking people?
I'm
we have.
No,
I will have to tell you. I will have to say, this is a monumental thing when you consider we're going to park close to 2,000 RVs over a couple 3-day, 4-day span. It is pretty incredible what these folks can do and do. Each time we do an event like this, they do it for the price of what? Nothing. They don't get paid.
They're all volunteers.
Years ago, that was something that happened. Our parking team would get paid. It's an all volunteer group. They put in a lot of time. An awful lot of time and effort, and they're out in the elements. So if it's cold, if it's rainy, if it's hot, they're out there. So understand that when you arrive, you might not like what they're asking you to do. You might be getting frustrated. Understand that they are doing their absolute best, and they've been doing it for more days than you've been on the road probably. So please treat them with kindness and some respect. And their job, and they're happy when you're happy, and when you're parked and ready to go and begin the event. That's when they're at their happiest. So just be good to our parkers.
And I'm not sure, so do you know of anyone else from our groups who are attending? You may want to give us a call and we can kind of sort that out for you if we can track people down for you. We're excited too, Mr. Fields. Hi, Larry and Steve. When will the paperwork be sent out, and when will the volunteers be arriving?
Paperwork for the confirmation packets, as I'm guessing that you are referencing, will go out the final week of January. So you should expect to see that probably beginning of February-ish, depending on when you registered. We typically send out our earliest registrations, get their confirmation packets first, and then down the line. Volunteers, arrival dates. That's a little tricky answer, but I'll try and give that to you. Our parking volunteers come in on Thursday, is that the 9th, the 8th?
9th.
Oh, she got a calendar. Look at that. So that they'll come in the 9th. Our security volunteers, trams, activity carts, maestros come in on the 12th. Our seminars, info, coffee hour, store volunteers will come in on 13th. We have greeters and welcome bags who will come in the 10th. I'm not sure who else I might be missing, but those are kind of the days. Our advanced crew member staff comes in the 9th and the 10th as well. So that's kind of whenever all the different volunteer or service groups will come in for the event.
Earliest arrival that is possible, if you're traveling and you find yourself there, would be the 12th. And that would be on if things are ready. So, right. And then it's $40 per night if you're pre your arrival date.
Unless you are in a special group, our will call holding area opens on that Sunday, the 12th. And that is the earliest that we expect most folks to come in. There will be some folks who come in earlier than that, but they are there for special purposes, such as the RV Basics and the RV Driving School, and whether they're a volunteer or that. But for the event itself, if you're just a registered attendee, the 12th is the earliest that we can have you coming in.
Is there anything special scheduled for St. Patrick's Day?
We're going to have some St. Patrick's Day things, but some of it actually might be before St. Patrick's Day. Unfortunately, it's hard to get St. Patrick's Day performers on St. Patrick's Day because they are performing other places that are usual standard for them. We will be doing some St. Patrick's Day things on both Thursday and Friday of the event, so just stay tuned to that. I wish it would be more, but the group that I'm working with, they are able to do Thursday, but they're not able to do Friday. And it's really, like, as I said, very difficult to find groups to come in and do an hour in Perry from Atlanta or from other places like that on St. Patrick's Day.
But I think our Irish members could really kick up some fun.
And I'm all for
anything will be denied.
I'm all for them going ahead and doing that.
We'll be wearing the green. Let's see. If you're able to unhook safely before you get there, that's your answer. I'm sorry. We love Steve. Okay. Our rig is huge. We tow a 30-foot double-decker trailer with a 45-foot bus. Is there room to store our trailer?
We can absolutely have room to store your trailer. We run into issues depending on what type of parking you have if you need to keep your trailer attached, because our sites are not created for that length. So if you need to stay attached, that'll have to be something that I would hope you would call us and talk to us about, so we can get your information to pass along to our parking team so they're ready for that. If it's just a matter of storing the trailer somewhere near where you parked, that will not be a problem at all.
That's all the questions I have at this point, and I'll let you know if we get more, but we did have some advanced questions come in.
Okay. Someone asked, how does camping work for RV Driving School and RV Basics? And we touched on this just a little bit ago about when you arrive, but we didn't talk about the camping. For RV Driving School, we ask folks to dry camp. And the reason we do that is because you're going to be actually moving that RV. You're going to be taking it out onto the roads. You're going to be taking it out into a parking lot to back. So it's a lot easier just if you dry camp, use your generator that 1 or 2 nights during this, than having to unhook and all that kind of stuff. For the RV Basics class, basically you are coming in and you're going to park exactly where you are going to park for the rest of the convention. So when you show up, if you ask for a certain type of electric or a certain area, that is where you will be parked. We will provide instructions and possibly transportation to the classes from your area. We may recommend that instead of transportation, you drive your towed vehicle if you have it. If you need a ride, we can certainly arrange that for you. So, but that's going to be on an individual basis. Pardon me.
Some of these questions we have addressed, but one, I think I probably mumbled it into one of the answers, but it says, what is the cost for arriving early? And it's $40 and you would pay that when you get there to the person?
Yeah, we take cash check, and I believe I don't think we did it online. I think it has to be a cash or check transaction there for that. If you're registering for the convention, we can certainly take credit card at the will call area and the registration area. But for early arrivals, it is a cash or check fee.
What volunteer positions are open?
Not a lot.
No.
we're doing and actually I want to thank those who may be on here listening now and for volunteering. We have a really nice group of volunteers already for a number of the positions. I think we still need security. We need seminars. Can't remember what are the other
Couple
ones.
coffee yet, but
yeah, I mean we're very close. We're very close on a few of them, but we can use a little bit of help still on security seminars and a couple of the others. If you go online, you can find out what's still available. And if you haven't registered yet, you can find out when you register what's available still, because there will be options available. If you want to call us, if you're interested, want to call us and find out, we can certainly talk that over with you as well and let you know kind of what your responsibilities would be and kind of the hours and that type of thing.
Will there be water and sewer available for the folks who didn't get full hookup?
I want to first say we do have dump sites there. So if that's what you're looking for, that will be available, and we'll have that marked on your maps and information in the ground services section of the program. We also will have a pump out service and water service provided by, is it AOK or who is it we use down there? They've been great to us for many years. So that shouldn't be a problem. And we'll be working with them to have them on grounds, I think on that
Monday.
We're going to have them Monday. So
you could sign up Monday for service Tuesday and so on.
Yeah, we actually, they used to do it a little bit different. You'd sign up for service and get it the same day, but we found it in Lincoln and some of our others, if you can sign up one day and then they can schedule you for the following day, it makes it a lot easier to schedule, to make sure everybody's on the same page, instead of you signing up in the morning and hoping they get there to the afternoon, but they can't make it because they got this or that or the other. So you would sign up one day and then they would schedule you for the next.
Yeah, so they're coming on the grounds a day early to start that process. And then you can also sign up and say, well, I don't want it till Thursday, but at least they'll know, schedule on that schedule. Oh, and it's $25. What is the cancellation policy?
The policy up to the up until the early bird deadline, it's $25 full refund with $25 service fee.
January 18th.
And to cancel, we ask that you send an email to cancel@fmca.com. That way we have
it in writing.
Have it in writing. We know when you did it, and that we can track that back and figure out if something got messed up along the way or whatever.
Do not call. Just phone call won't do it. Just email. If you're having trouble, email. Tell the person you talk to write the email for you. But don't.
We need it. We need it in writing so we can back this up. And then if there's any question about it at a later date, we have the cancellation in writing. Following that early bird deadline, the handling fee increases to $50. It's because at that point we have already laid out money for certain things and spent money on your behalf to do that. So that's when that would be. And once we get to the event, the time of the event, the day of the event, there will be no more cancellations at that point. If you need to cancel, I'll need to probably take care of it directly with you, or however we need to take care of that. I know there are folks, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen, who will run into problems on the way to the event. And, whether it's a breakdown or a medical issue or something that keeps them from coming. And, if that's the case, we'll take care of you. Don't worry about that. But we do need to hear from you as soon as possible to make sure that, this is something that we can take care of. If it's 2 months after the event, it makes it a little bit difficult for that to happen.
Let's see. I had to drive while you were answering my question about first timers. Is this being recorded for later viewing?
Yes, you can go on to, and I'm not sure where that's at. Is that on our website? Be on the website on the first timers page, I believe.
And then on Facebook and YouTube.
And also on Facebook and YouTube.
Will Shade Pro be doing awning replacements and upgrade?
I believe they absolutely will, and they are a sponsor of our grounds match. So thank them for that when you see them. They are one of our good partners who definitely are well received and kept very busy at our conventions.
Jack wants to know, do many Class B and Class C RVs participate? Heck yeah.
We certainly have, yeah, we do. And we have, the road treks, and we have some, they actually will have a space typically right down the street from the town center where they all congregate and have their big times. We do have the Class Cs as well. We have, trailers, fifth wheels, we have a nice selection of all of them who are participating. So, I know sometimes the folks who are in Class Cs, they feel like maybe they're overlooked. We certainly don't overlook you. So come with your friends, bring a bunch of folks, and, we'll be happy to, welcome you. And if you want to park all together, please, let us know. And we can make that happen for you if you come in the caravan or want to set up a caravan. And what a lot of people don't understand is, you can do a caravan. If you want to park with a bunch of people, you don't necessarily have to just arrive with all those people. You can come to the holding area and say, okay, if everybody wants to park together, be at the holding area at 1:00. And then everybody can kind of get there and make sure they're there by 1:00. Some can come at 9, some can come at 10, whatever. But we need to know that. And if it helps to let us know this, we can let our parking team know, okay, so-and-so chapter or so-and-so group wants to park together. They are planning on being there by 3:00 on Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning, or, whatever. And then they, at that time, then they will be ready to park. And that works out great. Then we can keep you all together. You have to do the same type of electric, the same type of parking, whatever. But if you do that, we can get you all parked together and you can have a big old fun time. So we certainly recommend that you do that if you want to park with certain chapter groups, friends, whatever.
We call them caravans. So if you want to call in and set up a caravan, I just need a leader and the contact information and some timing and your electric. Well, we'll set it all up and schedule your time and be ready to go.
Yeah, it is very simple. Just a phone call to us and we can take care of you.
I missed this one before, I think. Will we be able to park our Toad on the same site as our rig? Will we be captive or able to leave the premises using our Toad if necessary?
Typically, depending on most of the time, and I'm not going to say all the time, but the majority of the time, you will keep your Toad right with your RV. Most of our spots are big enough for that. There are some tight areas where it might be better for you and others for your car to be parked off to the side, where you might have to walk, a couple 20 yards or so to get to your car. And that might be better for you so you don't get blocked in, because there are some tight areas. We have some campground areas that are pretty tight. But for the majority of RVs there, I'd say probably for 95, 99% for that matter, you will park your towed vehicle, car, whatever, truck with your RV. And yes, you may certainly come and go in your Toad to visit the town, go up to Macon, Warner Robins, go to dinner, go, to the grocery, to whatever during the event. We'll give you a Toad car hanger to put in your windshield so that when you come back, security will wave you through with no problem.
You just have to kind of watch the gate closing. Sometimes the gate you leave from might be locked when you return. So just kind of keep an eye. You can still get around and once you're in the grounds, but we do at nighttime, we do try to shut things down a little bit for your protection.
Yeah, there are some, and we will include that in the directions in other places, which gates are open, 24/7, which gates will close, and what time we do close them. I do like to lock down gates if we don't need them overnight. We will always have 1 or 2 gates open. I know at Perry, the east gate is always open. That's where they have their guard shack. So that is a location that's always open. And typically we have one other gate other than that. But the rest of them we will lock down, and that's doubly for security purposes, and then also that I don't have to hire security for those gates. I can close them down at night, open them back up at 6 in the morning, and then put people out there when there is actually traffic. It's kind of crazy to have someone out there for 8 hours when there's really no traffic coming through a gate. So if we can lock it, we will.
The other thing I wanted to mention about parking Toza with you is sometimes we have to leave like so many feet for fire emergency vehicles.
Right.
So, you might have to give or take just to make sure the road is wide enough. So you might be asked to push it in further or put it in a different location. Because we have to have that.
And that's why sometimes it is probably better to take the vehicle away from the RV if you are hanging out in the middle of the street, or if your car is obviously going to be in the way of any kind of vehicle that might come down that street.
Pump out trucks and whatever.
Right.
Are there any spots left for that darn ladies luncheon? I
believe we do have some spots open. We had started that at 450 attendees, and we blew by that in no time. So I went and talked to the folks who put together our setups for the particular rooms, and we increased that by 100. So we're up to 550, and I think we still have maybe about
40 or so
available. So I'm imagining that those will go fairly quickly. We did get in touch with pardon me, for the ladies. We got in touch with the ladies who were on the wait list already and got them registered for it. So we'll be continuing to add. Once we get to 550, then that's going to be it. We'll continue to take a list for a wait list, but I don't foresee us bumping that number anymore.
Is the parking paved or is it on grass?
It just kind of depends on your situation. For most folks, it is on grass or campground area lots, which would be gravel or such like that. For some of our disabled, we do put them on some pavement. We like to have them on pavement. It makes it a little bit easier if they have mobility carts and things like that, or have issues walking and things like that, where they can be on some solid pavement. But for the most part, the majority of the parking is on grass or a campground gravel type surface.
What day do we leave?
Well,
can they leave early?
You can certainly leave. You can certainly leave whenever you want. We do not hold you hostage. We don't put locks on your wheels or anything. So if you come to the convention and you're there for 3 days and it's Saturday afternoon and you have to be somewhere, Monday morning, you certainly can leave. That's your prerogative. What we do say is that most folks should be out of there by about noon on Sunday. For those who are receiving 30 amp or 50 amp electric, it will be turned off at 9 o'clock that morning. So our folks who provide that can start pulling their lines up and getting their equipment put away, because we do have to be out there by Tuesday. So they need to get busy doing that kind of stuff. So just understand that by 9 o'clock on that Sunday, we are going to turn electric off. You can stay a little bit longer if you like. We do like to have people out of there by 9 o'clock, or by noon that day. If you are interested in staying, we'll have some information about how to go about doing that with the grounds and who to talk to and how to go about getting a spot if you would like to stay later.
Do ask if you're going to leave early and you're kind of parked in. Don't try to get help. Don't try to just pull out if you're in a tight spots that there's no accidents.
Right, and what if that is the case, if you're feeling like, if you know already that you're going to be leaving maybe early and you're not feeling real good about where you're parked as far as being able to get out there on your own, come up to the information center or the FMCA office. We will get you in touch with someone from the parking team, and you can have, one or two individuals come and help get you out of there so that, you don't have any bumps or bruises on your RV when you leave. We certainly don't want that to happen.
No, we do not. Will there be shuttles? We talked about this, but
We will have trams, and we'll have a couple tram routes. Pardon me. We'll have a couple tram routes that we will be running throughout the event. We also will have, as I mentioned earlier, the activity carts. The activity carts are for anyone, but they are specifically, I shouldn't say specifically, they will take the disabled back and forth to their RV. If you are not wearing a blue badge or not parking the disabled lot, the activity cart will take you close to your lot. They won't take you to your RV.
it says, can we stay at a nearby RV campground? Absolutely, but from what I hear from folks, a lot of them are booked.
Yeah, if you can find a campground in the area, you can certainly do that, and then come to the event on a passport, which is basically, it's a full registration without the camping. So it's a little bit less expense. But if you want to stay at another campground and you can find a spot, you absolutely can do that.
Looks like maybe we can start talking about the block parties on
The block party. So let's explain how this all works. We're going to have our chapter fair on Tuesday afternoon. And during the chapter fair, the chapters that are interested in doing the block parties will be talking to folks who come up to them, want to talk about their chapter. They'll be handing out invitations, for lack of a better word, to come to their block party. And what the block party is, it is an opportunity for a chapter to show how they are in their natural chapter habitat. So, you're going to get to go see how they enjoy their rallies when they get together, the kind of things that they do. That's what we encourage them to do. And they put together their block party, and they welcome friends and prospective members to the party. And, basically it is a recruiting tool for them, if for lack of a better word, to encourage you and to show you what their chapter is like during this block party. It was instituted a couple years ago. We only got to do it at Perry, and then we had COVID and other things happened. And then we did it again in Tucson last year, and I think it went fairly well. We're going to throw some different things into it this year. So it's going to start at 5 o'clock on that Thursday afternoon. As I mentioned, the chapters will provide invitations to their block party. They will tell you where it's at. We will provide a list of the different chapters and where they're located. This year, we're going to do something a little bit different. In the past, all of our block parties have been in the parking areas, and we still allow and encourage chapters to do that, to do the block parties in their parking areas where all their RVs are located. But we also, had realized and had some issues with people who weren't all parked together. The chapters weren't all parked together. So we are going to create another area where folks can gather with their tents, with their setups, whatever. They're going to have to bring it to this central area where there will be numerous block parties going on at the same time. We don't know how this is going to work. We hope it's going to work fabulously.
Sounds fun.
So, we're going to try and do that. This may become the norm. I'm not sure. I know there are some people who love to have it out at their RVs because it does provide the experience of visiting them at their chapter rally or something like that. But we did realize as well that, we probably do need to make some accommodations for other chapters who are having a little bit difficulty doing that. So we really are encouraging the chapters to become involved with this. We hope that plenty do. As I mentioned, this is a recruiting tool. This is their opportunity to show off for those who are not chapter members. And I expect, and I think it's happened in the past, we've had very good representation and participation from the chapters who are at the events. And I certainly hope at Perry this is going to be a good show. It's going to be a big show, that they take advantage of it as well.
And if you are a chapter and wanting to host a chapter party out at the show, get a hold of the chapters department here at FMCA, and they'll help you get it arranged. And we do kind of help subsidize it a little bit. So
yeah, basically what the chapter does, at least, and I don't know this has changed, we will provide a $75 stipend for you to have your party. The only thing you can't use it on is alcohol. You can use it on food. You can use it on prep items, plates, napkins, tablecloths, balloons, whatever that you would like to use. And a lot of chapters put even more money into it than that. But we do provide a little seed money to kind of get it all started and help you out as a chapter leader, so that the chapter's not having to take on the full financial burden of doing this.
when they put the party together, like if we do the central area, will there be electric for each?
I don't believe that's going to be happening. So, I mean, this is an area that's going to be kind of in a, I don't want to say in an open field. It's going to be along our tram route so folks can find it easily, but it's not going to be an electrified area.
I guess it'd be best if you are going to host one to make sure we know, because there's some arrangements we make. We give you a special sign for the leader, for the window to get the extra spot. I mean, there's some kind of coordination to it. And the further ahead we know all this, the better.
Yeah, for those who are having a block party and who wish to park out in the parking areas, typically what we'll do is we will have a special sign to go in that RV when they arrive, so they are parked on an end. We want you to be very easily accessible to those who are trying to find you. So if they're on a tram, they can hop off and there you are. We don't need them hopping off and then having to, serpentine through parking areas trying to find your party. We also ask that if you're going to have a party, make it look like you're having a party.
Yeah.
So if folks can find you, make sure you have some balloons out or some things out, that your chapter banners out, that you have some people out there welcoming folks to your party. It is what you make of it. So, if you're all just sitting around not inviting folks in, I don't know that they'll come in. If you're out there, welcoming folks, making it feel like they want to be there, I'm guessing you're going to have a great time with those who do show up.
Because I just noticed when I saw it, I don't know if it was in Tucson or where, but they were all encircled, inside. And as I came down the street, I didn't know, that they were there because they were all kind of hidden in the middle. But yeah, definitely have somebody's kind of like out there waving them in, or a big welcome sign, come back through here, with some direction, because it is sort of intimidating.
Yeah, these folks don't know anybody. They don't know anybody. Now, some people are great not knowing anybody, and they'll come crash your party
you want
no matter what. But, you certainly do want to, put a smiling face, make that the first thing that they see when they come to your block party.
And the hours are 5.
We're going to do 5 until, and I think we cut it off at 7:30, but there's really no cutoff time. I mean, if you want to go all night, you can go all night. If you want to shut her down at 6 o'clock, you can do that. It is up to you. It is your party. It is your guests. I would say treat them as you would have them treat you, and, enjoy. The idea is to enjoy. Now, we always have the question, what if it rains? And that's a tough one, because if it rains, that's a night that really can't be replicated, because we have entertainment going the other nights. So we will certainly look at, what our options are at that point and see if we can either reschedule it for a night, either Friday or Saturday, and maybe start it earlier on Saturday or something like that. Or there's a potential for moving everybody indoors for that evening block party. So I certainly don't want to do that. That kind of will, not be the best way to do it, but if that's what we have to do, that's what we will do.
And maybe that's something you think about too as a chapter, is to have what's your plan as just your group if it rains. So whether you just have the idea what to do.
And quite honestly, I know a lot of people have pop-ups or other tents to go alongside their awnings, and maybe rain doesn't bother you. I know for a lot of RVers, rain is just another type of weather that you deal with. And, you know, whether it's raining or whatever, the party goes on. So perhaps that doesn't bother you at all, especially if it's not the heavy rain. You know, if we have storms or things like that, we certainly don't want you out in that. But if it's, you know, it's a light rain or something like that, maybe you just continue as if nothing else is happening.
It's kind of a loaded question in a sense. Is that, can we arrive early with friends for a pre-rally?
Well, I guess I don't understand
Yeah.
what pre-rally means. I think you would need to get in touch with us to let us know some more details about what you are talking about as a pre-rally and how early you were talking. As we talked about before, we really don't want folks showing up before the 12th unless there's a reason for it. And, you know, we're still setting up. I mean, believe it or not, it takes us a while to set a thing up from nothing to what you end up seeing when you arrive. So there's still a lot of setting up going on, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Typically by Monday, we are ready to go for the most part. And then, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, we are full on. So I would say if that's something that you are talking about or interested in pursuing, give us a call so we can discuss it and figure out how the best way to do that might be.
Why don't you just talk a little bit about Perry weather and what, just because we kind of brought up rain.
Right. Perry weather can be all over the map. You can, and we have had absolutely gorgeous weather where it's in the 70s and sunny and just fabulous. And we've had in the 40s with rain and wind. It can do that on back-to-back days. So, you know, you should definitely be prepared for all sorts of weather. I don't expect, knock wood, that, you know, it's going to be freezing temperatures like we're expecting here in the next couple of days. But it does get cool down there. It does get cold down there. And, you know, the wind can go pretty good. It's flat, and when it gets howling, it comes whipping through, and, you know, you'll have to put your awnings in. You'll have to, you know, do all that kind of stuff. We've been very fortunate the last couple of times we've been to Perry with weather, and I hope and pray that we get the same this time. It's much more fun going to Perry when it's 70 and sunny.
Yeah, sure.
It's so nice.
Again, along with that question, they asked about the fee, and it's $40. I'm not sure if you stay longer. You're working directly with the grounds. I don't know what their fees are, but
we'll have all that information together
Yeah.
for you, and you know, and that's something that you will talk to the grounds about, and they will have you move to a specific area on that Sunday, probably afternoon, because we will clear out their full hookup spots, and that's where you will move to.
they take over the grounds at noon. So anything from noon on, as far as their camping,
The camping
is
part.
their world now. We don't have it in control. We talk about the best part of this convention.
And what might that be?
Book club.
Here, let me hold that.
Okay.
She always holds it. She tries to talk about it, and then holds it in front of her face. Let me hold it in front of my face. It'll make the place look a lot better anyway.
Okay, this has become just the best darn thing. Anyway, every year since 2018, I've put a supersized book club together. I bring in authors, and I've just been so lucky. But Doug says, Barbara's not lucky anymore. They just come to you now. So, and I think they do. But I was a little nervous about this time because 3 of my authors said, I can't. I've committed, whatever. And then this Justine Cowan popped out. She's from Atlanta. This is a little bit off my topic of being in your. I try to get books about where you are, but she is in Atlanta. She lives in Atlanta, so she'll be down. She cannot wait. This is a book about her mom. It's fantastic. It's nonfiction, which I normally don't do either. And I just think you should really jump on this. I can't wait. It's Saturday, the last day at 1 o'clock. She'll be there. There's going to be a whole sign up. I don't need you to sign up for any other reason that I have enough seats. So, and I can tell her how many books to bring, and she can expect the crowd. So there's just a little basic sign up that lets me know you're coming. There's a link to go buy the book, and you're going to love this. So sign up. It'll be out soon.
It sounds fascinating, and I haven't read it yet. I plan to maybe do it if Barb lets me borrow Hope Brook over the. Wow, my God. I probably bought that one.
You did.
So I hope to look at it over the Christmas holiday when I have a little time to do so, and it just the premise of it, and if you find out just kind of read a little bit about it, it's really fascinating, and I am looking forward to taking a look at it myself.
I've got a lot of crafters coming. I'm hoping I have enough room. I will. There's painting and diamond and jewelry and quilting. Oh, my quilting. And just be careful when you're looking over the different quilting classes and things that some of them require you to bring your machine, but I'll try to highlight that. So just kind of watch for all those crafts. I'll try to get those out. I might even try to get them in the confirmation guides just so you have a heads up.
MW asked, he said he was fortunate enough to see Tom Becker's John Denver show, and it was really good. Some of the other entertainers we're going to have. On one night we will have, and this is a recommendation from the convention committee, something that they wanted to do, and we've never done it before. But you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to see how it goes. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to do dueling pianos. So basically, it's a sing along with dueling pianos, where just to get folks going. And that's going to be on Wednesday night, our opening night of the convention. Thursday night will be our block parties. Friday night we're going to have Kenny Ray Horton. And for those a lot of people probably don't know who the heck Kenny Ray Horton is. We had him in Lincoln doing an evening show by himself as a solo. And I don't know that I've ever gotten as many people come up to me the next day and say, you have to have him back. So I talked to Ken. I said, you know what? I'd really like to have you as a performer in Perry. How about coming with a band? And he was all over it. So we're going to have Kenny Ray Horton. He plays a lot of old-time country, bluegrass. He's got a whole bunch of different things that he does, plus some of his own original stuff. So I encourage folks to come see him. You're going to be amazed by him, and he just does a fabulous job. And then Tom Becker will be the last night on Saturday, and he does a terrific John Denver tribute show. You will know all the songs by heart. I do. But don't sit near me though, because and then you'll get to hear me sing them, and you won't be happy with that. But anyway, and we'll have some other entertainment acts that we are going to be announcing here soon, both on the daytime side and early entertainment before the event even gets started. So we do have a lot of things that will be announced here, probably starting in January, that to add to our three main acts that we have already. So we're looking forward to it. As I mentioned earlier, this is going to be a nice big show, and it's going to, we're excited about it. I hope others are excited about it too. It is our lucky 13th event. It's the 13th time we're in Perry, and we want to play this up pretty good for all those who are coming. This is we're in a weird position here because year before, we were just coming out of COVID with Perry. We had a lot of COVID restrictions, and people were in masks, and we had all kinds of that kind of stuff going on, and our show wasn't very big. Then we went to Gillette. It was a little bit better. We got some of the COVID stuff out of the way. Last year we went to Tucson. We were expecting everything to be absolutely fantastic, and then they raised fuel prices on us, a couple months ahead of time. That carried over to Lincoln, and hopefully we are going in the other direction now as we head to Perry, and Perry is always a great place for us to go. So that's what we're looking forward to, and I know a lot of people are. We had a great registration to start with, and they're still coming in. So I get particularly excited whenever I see the numbers and where they are.
The energy's incredible. I mean,
Yes.
We haven't felt this in a long time. So, somebody asked real quick, are campfire solo stoves? Those are real popular. Those solo stoves, are they allowed there?
I believe they are, but I'm going to have to look into that. Usually self-contained are allowed, but I'll have to make sure I double check with the grounds on those. Campfires on the ground are not. Typically, if it's an enclosed, self-contained fire type thing, it is. But I will be looking into that.
They're asking for Mahjong. Isn't it Mahjong?
I think so.
Mahjong seminar.
I
It could be a spell check there.
Yeah, I don't know.
American seminar.
I
can find, if somebody wants, I'll put one in.
Perhaps Fred
One
knows.
seminar.
Perhaps Fred would like to do that
Fred,
seminar.
call me. I'll put you in.
I don't
Yeah,
know that. I
for
don't
you.
know anybody who does it, but if Fred does,
We
or
used to have it in they could do it in the Friendship Center. He could maybe
Possibly.
host a little class. So
we certainly can. If he is interested in that, and
We'll
knows
set you up.
either he does it or he knows someone who does it, we'd be happy to do that, because I know a lot of people do enjoy playing that.
yeah, and some people might want to even start it or
Right.
don't know what it is and be interested. So if anybody's up for that, call me. Let's see. So, you're gonna check. Okay. What was I gonna ask you?
I don't know.
What about? Should we talk about?
No. We'll talk about that
Just
next. We'll talk about
okay.
that next
All
time.
right. There's just so many things coming together for this that it'll be bursting. You won't know what to do. I'm so busy.
We are still, as Barb mentioned, we are still adding things, and our schedule is continuing to grow on a almost weekly basis with different activities that we're adding, and trying to get as much fun stuff together for those who will be attending. And that's the idea. And I've always said my happiest is when you're absolutely exhausted. If you go home tired, I think we might have done a pretty good job.
And we've got people contacting us, with the holidays, they kind of wait, and they're finding this all the time. And they'll just come out of the wall. I can do this and I can do that. So the schedule just explodes.
It does.
So, is there anything on kind of
I think
you want to talk about?
I think we've hit just about everything on our questions, unless we've gotten some new ones.
Please, what's he say? Please, what? Hi, Mr. Walker. Okay. He said, please.
Okay. All right.
He's pleading with you folks. Mr. Schrock wants a seminar. So, there's something I was going to say. Doug.
I don't know. Well, I'm sure it was very important.
It was. I was going to answer that. Okay, packets will be mailing the end of January. We're going to take that second payment January 17th-ish or so if you have a half pay. Or so if your credit card is expired or out, give us a call. First of the year, call us before the 17th and we'll clear it up. Otherwise, we'll be tracking you down to get payment. I think most of anybody with a balance, say if we added a ladies' lunch or whatever, just call in. And if we were able to take it off the card, we did. But if not, there might be a balance of $15. I can't read it. We're having director giveaway. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I don't know can you find out what the date of the second questionnaire is?
I already have it.
Yeah, we do have next month. We just did it last week, but we do our
13.
Our Lucky 13 giveaway for a what?
A Perry Party Pack.
Perry Party Pack.
That's my test. Catches
So
me.
we'll do that again in January the 13th. Obviously, that's the day we do it. So make sure you join us for that. It's a lot of fun. We goof around a little bit and then pull somebody's name, and they're happy. So we'll be continuing that up until the 13th of March, when we will actually do it on site. Or I guess I'll do it on site. You guys won't be there. You will.
Yeah, we'll be
You'll
there.
be there. Oh yeah, we'll have the whole crowd there.
I'll be
It'll be
there.
awesome. I think.
Maybe we'll even have one. To show what it looks like.
Yeah, we will. We may be able to, even if the people were there, actually be able to
Hand it to them. I know.
That'd
That'd
be
be
kind of
awesome.
cool, wouldn't it?
And then we have another one of these coming up too.
Yeah, we will have a Q&A, another Q&A live, and this is going to be. I know today we talked about a lot of things. The next one we're going to talk about a lot of what you're going to get in your confirmation packet, because that's going to be showing up on people's mailboxes around that time, and we're going to get into kind of your arrival information, what's in that packet, how to navigate your first day there, those types of things. That and quite honestly, this is kind of a fun little thing here that we do. Today we're just kind of giving out information. The next one is going to be a little bit more important. And what we hope to do with this, and I think what it does for most folks, especially the new timer or first timers, is give them an idea what's happening, so they don't come absolutely anxiety filled. We don't want that. That's not. You shouldn't go into a situation like this with a bunch of anxiety and a bunch of fear of what's going to happen and how you're going to do this or that. We want you to be comfortable. We want to give you as much information to make you feel like when you're going into this thing, you know what's going to happen. And then when you get there, you can take advantage of the things that we offer on those first couple of days so that you are comfortable on that first day. We want you to be on that Wednesday when the whole thing starts, ready to hit it full speed ahead. You're not having to search for things. You're not having to worry about if this is happening or that's happening. You're going to know by that time, this is what I'm doing. And it just makes the event so much nicer and so much more enjoyable for those, especially first timers who haven't done this before.
The other thing I want to say about the mailing coming up, if you think you're not going to be where you're supposed to be in the first part of February or so, get a hold of us to change your ship to address to wherever you are. Don't have your packet going to New York if you're in Florida. We can send it to Florida. If you don't, we don't have to go through mail service and all that if you give us the right address. If you're just on the prowl moving all over, put it in roll call and we'll email you everything except the badges and the parking placard. You can pick that up at roll call, but we'll email you all the other information.
Right. That's one of the things that we started doing, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I can't remember when we started doing it. Is that, folks who had will call wouldn't get anything until they showed up. Yeah. They wouldn't even know how to show up. So, it was kind of I don't even know how they did it before that, but they did. So what we did is, everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, but most folks have an email address. So if you ask for will call, we are going to email you your credentials aside from the badges and the parking card. You're going to get everything as a PDF that anybody else would get in their paper confirmation packet. So you can, find your directions. You can know what day you're supposed to show up. You can get, any kind of other special information that we have at the same time everyone else is. So it's really, it's a very handy way to do that. Plus we have, we're going to have all this information on the website as well. Yes. So if for some reason you can't find that email that we sent 2 weeks ago, if it's disappeared or you deleted it or whatever, the information that we send is also on the website. Now you may have to call us to find out what your arrival date has been scheduled as, but the rest of the information will be out there. So we encourage folks to go on www.fmca.com, click into the events area, and you can find all kinds of information there. And as we close to the event, we're going to continue to be adding more information to the website as we get farther along.
Yeah, you drop down on the menu, go to events, and then it's event information, and it lists exhibitors. It'll list, and when I get seminars up, the seminars will be there, and everything you want to know. Information Central.
We have a thing for first timers, so if you want to go look at this awesome video again, you can go do it. You can't get enough of this, right?
That's all I watch. Right?
I'm sorry for you.
Anyway, I think we should wrap, huh? We getting our time?
I think
any more questions? Good.
We good?
Yeah, we're okay. We're getting the
Our
signal.
producer Kylie is saying, wrap it up. Wrap it up. I want to go home tonight. So everybody, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, or whatever it is that you celebrate this holiday season. I hope it goes well. I hope for those who are going to be experiencing some severe weather, I hope everything goes well with that. Be safe, certainly, and we wish everyone very nice weekend this weekend, and Happy New Year next week. So
be safe in your travels. Be safe with your health.
Right, and then we'll be in 2023, and we will be getting really ramped up for this Lucky 13 event, and we sure hope to see you there, and we hope you bring a bunch of your friends with you.
So, lots of room.
Encourage them to come along and enjoy the activities and the seminars and the entertainment alongside. So until next month, Barbie.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. We'll see you.